Hello everyone. Welcome back to Sansan, Best Anime Reaction. Last episode gave us a glimpse of resistance, but the odds feel overwhelmingly stacked against it. In this episode, I expect intense planning, dangerous decisions, and moments where trust becomes more important than ever. The characters are facing impossible choices, and failure could mean the end of everything they're trying to protect. I'm also curious to see how long-standing relationships hold up under this extreme pressure. Season 4 has transformed Attack on Titan into a deeply emotional war story, and this episode feels like it will test everyone's resolve. Let's continue with episode 26 and see how far determination can go.
I never expected Flock to take action this quickly.
If the Jaegerists destroy the flying boat, our plan would be dead in the water. So why haven't they done it already?
Hard to say. If I had to guess, they suspect we're alive, and maybe that we're trying to stop Eren, but they're not entirely sure. They could blow it up in a second if they wanted to, but they can't build another one. Without the Azumabito's knowledge, they would have to start from scratch. They'll want to use it for themselves if they can, to make sure the mainland's been wiped clean. Plus, there are Azumabito ships here. That might be their real objective, to capture a small fleet and the technicians to keep it afloat. But regardless, the Jaegerists would readily sacrifice that objective if they caught wind of us. They'll blow the flying boat to bits the second we're spotted. We've got a few of the 9, so our odds are better than they'd be in a straight firefight. But not good.
True. We'll just have to make the best of it. Fighting the Founder will be even worse. We better plan to...
We have no choice but to kill them all with our first strike. That's the only way we can secure the flying boat. To pull this off, everyone's got to be in sync. We need our Titan power and your firepower. Understood?
Just hold on a second.
What's the problem?
Alright everyone, buckle up, grab your ODM gear, and maybe keep a stress ball nearby, because we're diving headfirst into Attack on Titan, the final season, episode 26, better known as Traitor. And yes, the title alone already tells you this episode is going to emotionally clothesline us at full speed. This episode is basically that awkward family reunion where everyone shows up with unresolved trauma, loaded weapons, and wildly different opinions about how the world should end. It's tense, tragic, occasionally absurd, and that only Attack on Titan can do this way, and somehow still manages to sneak in moments that make you laugh nervously while whispering, "Oh no, oh no no no." We open this episode with the newly formed alliance, former enemies, current frenemies, and walking embodiments of moral confusion, trying to put together a plan to stop Eren Yeager, a man who woke up one day and chose global extinction. The group includes Mikasa, Armin, Connie, Jean, Hange, Levi, Reiner, Annie, Peak, and Magath. If this sounds like the setup to the most emotionally uncomfortable road trip in anime history, that's because it is. The atmosphere is thick. Nobody's making jokes. Nobody's really making eye contact either. You can practically hear everyone thinking, "I killed your friends," followed by, "Yeah, same." The episode doesn't rush this tension. It lets it sit there, marinate, and slowly rot in the sun, because Attack on Titan understands that emotional discomfort is its strongest seasoning. And then, because this show refuses to let characters process trauma in a healthy way, we jump straight into one of the most devastating moments of the episode: Connie's confrontation with Daz and Samuel. Now, let's pause for a second. Daz and Samuel are not random redshirts. These are people Connie trained with. People who cried during boot camp. People who were scared kids just trying to survive. They are Jaegerists now, guarding the harbor, fully committed to Eren's plan. And Connie? Connie is exhausted.
The Jaegerists are holding all the Azumabito hostage. We need to keep them out of the line of fire.
Yeah, exactly.
You expect us to care about that? We won't protect people who've attacked our homeland just because they're your distant cousins.
Slow down, Annie. If the hostages are killed, the rest of the plan falls apart. Right, Onyan Capone?
Yeah, we need them alive. I should be able to pilot their boat, but first we gotta get it into flying shape. That's the problem. We need the mechanics to set up the wings. Otherwise, none of us are gonna be flying anywhere. The wings are folded up to make it easier to tow, so they'll need to be extended and secured. And even then, there's still more to do before we can get airborne. The original plan was to hangar it till we had some pilots trained, so we're skipping a lot of steps. But they'll at least need some time to service it before takeoff.
Start to finish. How long is it gonna take to surface?
I couldn't say. It'll be up to the mechanics.
I get it. But to confirm, you're asking us to protect the Azumabito technicians from the Jaegerists, long enough to get the boat ready to fly. And let me guess, you want us to hold the enemy off for this unknown length of time, without killing any of them.
If at all possible. We've known these guys ever since we were cadets.
Then I'm sure you've got a plan. Think you could fill me in? We don't even have an estimate on how long the Azumabito will need yet. So you must have some scheme to keep the Jaegerists occupied indefinitely without killing them. Can you explain it in detail? There is a plan, right, Armin? You had one for me.
There's no way to make that happen. We have to wipe them out with a lightning strike, or else a survivor will destroy the boat and strand us here.
Hold on. We can see that it's a long shot, but we're doing this to help people. So what? You're saying we have to gun down a bunch of our friends to save the world? That's so messed up!
I'm sorry. This'll be a pretty ugly operation. We shouldn't expect you guys to take part in it. We don't even have the right to drop that choice on you. If it had been you in our place, you probably would have chosen differently than we did that day. You wouldn't have breached the wall.
Turns out that I was right. I am the same as you.
Is that what he was saying?
None of you need to join this battle. Stick with Gabi and Falco. Stay at a safe distance and observe. You'll have to defend yourself if the Jaegerists spot you, so be prepared to fight. But for now, just stay out of it.
Lost Sasha. He's lost his village. He's lost his mother in the cruelest, most ironic way possible. What he hasn't lost yet is his humanity. And that's exactly what this scene is here to tear apart. Connie tries to talk. It's awkward. Painfully awkward. The kind of awkward where everyone knows how this is going to end, but nobody wants to say it out loud. Daz is crying. Samuel is shaking. Connie is smiling in that unsettling way that screams, I am absolutely not okay. And then it happens. Connie kills them. Not in a flashy, heroic way. Not in slow motion with dramatic music. It's messy. It's tragic. It's quiet in the worst possible way. The gunshots echo, and with them goes another piece of the innocence these characters lost a long time ago. Connie breaks down immediately after, because of course he does. This wasn't a victory. It was a necessity. And Attack on Titan loves reminding us that sometimes survival feels exactly like losing. This moment is crucial because it perfectly encapsulates the theme of this episode. Betrayal is not about switching sides, it's about being forced to choose between impossible options. Connie didn't betray his friends. He betrayed the version of himself who believed there was always a right answer. While that emotional nuke is still settling, we cut back to the larger plan. The Alliance needs a flying boat, yes, an actual plane, to chase Eren. Their destination is the harbor, where the Jaegerists, led by Flock Forster, are guarding it like rabid dogs with rifles and a god complex. And speaking of Flock, wow. If you ever needed an example of what happens when trauma meets unchecked fanaticism, here he is. Floch isn't just loyal to Eren. He's devoted in the most terrifying way possible. He truly believes that genocide is the only path to freedom, and he's more than willing to kill anyone who disagrees, including former comrades. Floch confronts Kiyomi Azumabito and the engineers working on the flying boat. He knows exactly what they're doing, and instead of negotiating, he does what—
And let you guys kill each other while we sit back and watch?
Would that work? Can Titans even win this without infantry backing them up?
I've got no intention of being a spectator. Look, I know they were our comrades, but I've already had to shoot 4. On top of that, our window for saving humanity is shorter than we realized. I saw the Titans crossing the sea, leaving monstrous clouds of steam in their wake. And considering how fast they were moving, they've probably made landfall in Marley by now. The closest cities in northeastern Marley are most likely gone. I had no idea they would be able to make it across the sea that quickly. There's no telling how many people they've already killed.
Tell us where Jaeger's going with those Titans. Every time you make me ask you again, I'll break you a new elbow.
Miguel, stop it!
Why do you look so damn afraid? I'm not gonna kill you.
That's certainly good to hear. I've changed my mind. Now that you caught me up in this, I don't want to die without knowing how it ends. If we survive, and you take me with you, I might tell you where to find Eren.
Securing that boat is priority 1.
Yeah, torching her isn't gonna do us any good now.
Forgive me, all of you. I was a fool. I'm sorry for my behavior last night. We were never in the right. I had deluded myself into thinking we were the good guys. I wanted to believe the evil I'd done was justified as part of some great cause, but in the end, that's just not true. I'd attempted to ignore the fact that Marley's soul has grown rotten, as I didn't want to consider what that said about me. This war isn't your fault. You shouldn't be punished for the sins of people you never knew simply because their blood flows in your veins. Pig, Annie, Rhina, you've been shouldering the burden of humanity's hatred since you were born. It's inexcusable. But still, senseless as our bloodstained history may be, we have a duty to pass it on, so that generations after us can do better. Jaeger plans to erase every—
Floch does best, escalates everything to 11. He shoots the engineers not because it's strategically brilliant, but because it's symbolic. To Floch, this plane represents betrayal. It represents hesitation. And hesitation, in his worldview, is treason. This is where the episode really leans into its moral complexity. Floch isn't portrayed as a cartoon villain. He's terrifying precisely because he believes he's right. From his perspective, the Alliance are the traitors. They're choosing the world over their own people. And the show doesn't dismiss that argument lightly, it lets it sit there and make you uncomfortable. Meanwhile, the Alliance finally reaches the harbor, and all pretense of talking things out goes straight into the ocean. The battle begins. And what a battle it is. This isn't a clean, heroic fight. It's chaotic, desperate, and brutally fast. ODM gear whips through the air. Gunfire erupts from every angle. Titans crash into soldiers who were once comrades. Every hit lands with emotional weight because we know these people. We've grown up with them. We've suffered alongside them. Jean gets a standout moment here. He hesitates. Again, because that's Jean. He's always been the most human of the group. The one who actually thinks about consequences. But this time, he chooses. He fires. And just like Connie, that choice costs him something he'll never get back. Mikasa, on the other hand, is terrifyingly efficient. She doesn't hesitate. She doesn't monologue. She moves like a force of nature, cutting down Jaegerists with surgical precision. And yet, you can feel her inner conflict bubbling just beneath the surface. Every blade swing feels like she's screaming, "Eren, why did you make me do this?" Armin, poor Armin, is once again carrying the emotional weight of the world on his shoulders. He wants to believe there's another way. He wants to believe Eren can still be reached. But with every passing second, that hope looks more like denial. His intelligence tells him this fight is necessary. His heart is still begging for mercy. Annie and Reiner fight,
Anything, including the lessons of the past. And I call that unforgivable. As long as this wanton killing continues, our world will only sink deeper into hell. We have to break the cycle. But right now, we're trapped in it. There's no way to avoid spilling more blood today. So, please, look the other way.
I'm not doing that. I refuse to let someone else stain their hands in my place.
Look at the size of those steam clouds. History's never changed so much in a single day. Of course, the history of Hizuru will change as well. All of civilization is about to be flattened, and something new will arise where it stood. Whatever concerns you had will soon be dead and gone. We have only the future to worry about, so focus on what you can contribute to the island. These gentlemen, for instance. Hizuru's brightest engineers will be a valuable asset to our homeland. Right. It would be a shame to have to lose any more of them, so please kindly do as you're told.
I was hoping I could avoid saying anything that would disrupt this fine mood you're in. But what is this change you speak of, and what good do you think would come of it? If you believe slaughtering the human race will guarantee peace here on Parity, you'll be quite disappointed. You won't make your world any less violent by making it smaller. When tomorrow comes, you'll have accomplished nothing more than containing the killing to your own home.
I'll take your words to heart. In fact, I've been approaching the same conclusion. But in any world, it's important to understand our place. Hizuru's technology would be useful to Althea, but our security is our greatest concern. And we don't need a flying boat or a seafaring fleet to move forward as a nation. Trouble will be nipped in the bud. Got it. This is the world now. You need to recognize your place in it. Do you understand?
We need the Azumabito!
Wait, Armin?
There you are!
What are you yelling for? Where have you been?
I was following the car Titan! It regrouped with the armor Titan! They're escaping together by sea! We can't let them catch up with Eren! We need that flying boat airborne! Tell the Azumabito mechanics to get it ready right now!
Side by side, which is something Season 1 viewers would have thought was a fever dream. Their dynamic is fascinating because they are both painfully aware of their past sins. They don't fight like heroes. They fight like people trying to atone, even though they know atonement might not exist for them. Then there's Levi, still injured, still broken, still absolutely terrifying. He doesn't say much, but when he moves, everyone listens. His presence alone feels like a reminder of everything that's been lost and everything that's at stake. As the battle rages, the episode constantly cuts between action and quiet moments of realization. Characters recognize faces, memories flash, old bonds snap. This isn't just a fight for the future, it's a funeral for the past. One of the most important things episode 26 does is strip away the illusion of good guys and bad guys. Everyone here has blood on their hands. Everyone has reasons, and everyone is suffering. The Jaegerists believe they are protecting their homeland. The Alliance believes they are saving humanity. Both sides are willing to kill for their beliefs. The tragedy lies in the fact that both sides are, in some way, right. By the end of the episode, nothing feels resolved. The flying boat is still in danger. The Alliance is wounded, physically and emotionally. Flock is still standing, refusing to let go of his twisted vision of freedom. And Eren, the center of this storm, is still marching forward, unaware, or uncaring, about the chaos left in his wake. Episode 26 doesn't give us closure. It gives us consequences. It asks us uncomfortable questions and refuses to answer them neatly. Is loyalty to your people more important than the lives of others? At what point does survival become cruelty? And how much of yourself are you willing to lose in the name of doing what you believe is right? In classic Attack on Titan fashion, the episode ends with you staring at the screen, emotionally drained, questioning your moral compass, and immediately clicking, next episode, because you are far too invested to stop now.
What are you telling me, Armin?
Why didn't you chase after the cart? If you had, this would be over by now. It was obvious that they were gonna head south. Now we've lost them. You know they killed Jean and Oyan Capone, right? Armin! The flying boat's over here! Flock! Get the Azuma Mitu mechanics down here right away!
Hold on! Stop right there!
Dad! Samuel! What are you doing? Are those explosives? Get them off the boat already!
Hurry up! We gotta get this thing ready to launch! The Marlians are gonna get away! Easy! Settle down, okay? We need to talk first. There have been rumors going around since yesterday. People say you guys teamed up with Marley and that you plan to use the flying boat to stop the rumbling. That's not true, is it? What? What kind of crazy talk is that?
We're with you! Eren has to finish the job or this island is doomed!
Yeah, that's what I thought.
We've been fighting so long to save our home. After all you've been through, I knew there was no way you'd put us in danger again.
Yeah, you're damn right there's not!
That's a relief. If you'd actually turned your backs on us, I can't even imagine what I would have done.
But we didn't, Dad. Now, the explosives, please.
I know you get that Eren's doing what's necessary to protect us, but a part of me still thought you might side with the enemy and try to stop him. What's wrong, guys? I disconnected the detonator.
That's done. Now we have to hope Flock listens to me and sends out the Azuma Mitu mechanics. If we can get the boat ready, all we'll need is a way to get our team aboard, and it's over. There's a chance we can pull this off and stop Eren without any more killing.
Think about it. It doesn't quite add up, does it? Armin said it was obvious that the enemy would flee to the south, but the locomotive is the fastest way here. Instead, they pursued on horseback, even though the cart already had a head start. What have they been up to since they went incommunicado? Truth is, there's no proof of anything. Still, my gut tells me this is trouble, so it's time to nip some buds.
And that's why Traitor works so well. It's not about betrayal in the traditional sense. It's about the moment when doing the right thing means becoming the villain in someone else's story. It's about choosing a future you're not sure you deserve, at the cost of a past you can never reclaim. Now, before we completely move on from this episode, we have to talk about Flock. Because if episode 26 had a human embodiment of the phrase, "This escalated quickly," it would absolutely be him. Standing at the harbor with a gun, a speech about destiny, and the emotional stability of a collapsing wall. Flock is fascinating because, unlike many villains in anime, he didn't start out evil, powerful, or even particularly confident. He started out scared, very scared. Back in the Return to Shiganshina arc, Flock was just another terrified recruit who survived something that, frankly, he probably shouldn't have. Everyone around him died. Erwin died. The dream died. And Flock lived with that weight ever since. Episode 26 shows us the final form of that trauma. When Flock confronts Kiyomi and the engineers, there's no hesitation in him at all. No doubt. No inner conflict. He doesn't raise his voice dramatically or give a long villain monologue. He simply states his belief. Anyone who stops Eren is an enemy. Period. To Flock, the world already chose to hate parody, so the world deserves what's coming. And here's the uncomfortable part. From Flock's perspective, this makes sense. Flock has accepted a brutal truth that many Chara CTERs still struggle with. If Eren fails, parody is doomed. No negotiations. No second chances. No heroic speeches that magically fix centuries of hatred. Flock doesn't believe in hope anymore. He believes in certainty. And Eren's rumbling is the only certainty he sees. That's why the flying boat terrifies him so much. It's not just a weapon. It's a symbol. The plane represents hesitation. It represents the idea that maybe genocide isn't the only answer.
We failed! Hey! Flock! Idiots! Quit stirring and blow her away! Did you think I'd go down without a fight?
Kiyomi, run!
We're under attack! Mika's arm and Akane have switched sides! They've betrayed Aldea! Kill them!
They're gonna fire through the windows! Get down to the basement!
It's a firefight now. The only way through is to wipe out every last Jaegerist. Lady Mikasa!
This way, all of you. We can hunker down in the basement. If you want to stay alive, then come with me.
Hold on. Wait, Daz. What are you trying to... Armin! Don't move! Samuel. Don't stop. Reconnect the detonator and blow up the boat. Hurry up, Daz. Samuel? Hey, you said we'd eat meat together, Connie. And we finally could have made that happen. We've got room to raise livestock. Just like we imagined it. Damn it all to hell! How did it end up like this?
The only way out of here is through the enemy! We'll be overrun as soon as they regroup!
We'll be fine. As long as we're down here, we'll be safe when our reinforcements jump into the fray up on the surface.
Enemy in the basement! Follow me and bring more explosives! Why would they back themselves into a corner?
And to Flock, that idea is far more dangerous than any Titan. Because once you allow doubt, the entire foundation of his belief system collapses. So when he shoots the engineers, it's not random cruelty, it's ideological violence. Flock is killing the future where Eren might be stopped. He's killing the version of parody that questions itself. In his mind, mercy is weakness, and hesitation is betrayal. What makes this even more tragic is how alone Flock actually is. Yes, he commands the Jaegerists. Yes, people follow him. but none of them truly share his burden. Flock has fully embraced being the villain. He knows history won't forgive him. He just doesn't care. In fact, he welcomes it. If the world survives because of Eren, then Flock is perfectly willing to be remembered as a monster. Episode 26 contrasts this beautifully with the Alliance. While Flock is calm, resolved, and terrifyingly certain, the Alliance is a mess of doubt, guilt, and emotional pain. Connie cries after killing his friends. Jean hesitates before pulling the trigger. Armin is constantly questioning whether they're doing the right thing. Even Mikasa, unstoppable as she is, feels emotionally fractured. Flock doesn't hesitate because he already gave up his humanity a long time ago. And that's what makes him so dangerous. The episode subtly asks a brutal question. Is Flock wrong, or is he simply honest about the cost of survival? While the Alliance fights to save the world, Flock fights to ensure his people never have to beg for mercy again. Neither side is clean. Neither side is pure. The difference is that Flock has accepted the blood on his hands, while the others are still trying to wash it off. This also reframes the episode's title, Traitor. To the Alliance, Flock is a fanatic. To Flock, the Alliance are the traitors. They are choosing strangers over their own homeland. They are risking parody extinction for the sake of morality. And in a world shaped by titans, war, and genocide, morality has always been fragile.
They didn't.
The plan failed. Why does it always end this way?
Violence will always be a part of human existence. Won't it, Captain?
Blow up the boat, Daz! Stop, Armin! Get off me! I don't want to do this! Armin! Why are you betraying us? I don't understand, Connie! We were supposed to be on the same side no matter what! We still are on the same side, Samuel! But I just... One of you is gonna have to be the one to do it. Wait, Connie! One of you has to stain your hands with my blood. Hesitation is death. Aim the gun and pull the trigger. And know that with your betrayal, the world might live to see another day. Next episode, retrospective.
Thank you so much for watching this video on General Sansan Anime. I really appreciate you spending your time here and sharing this anime journey with me. If you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any upcoming videos. Your support truly means a lot and helps the channel grow stronger every day. I'll be back very soon with more exciting reactions, emotional moments, and unforgettable anime scenes for all of us to experience together. Until next time, take care, keep enjoying anime, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.